It's that time again. Time for some real talk about real issues to enhance your real life. Whatever you think, whatever you know, whatever you feel, Tanya doesn't mind talking about it. Get ready for some real talk that is always rated R, because Talk with Tanya has got to be relevant. Talk with Tanya has got to be refreshing. But most importantly, Talk with Tanya has got to be real. Tune in right now for Real Talk with Tanya White.
Hello. Once again, my Real Talk audience, welcome to another edition of the Real Talk with Tanya White show, where everything is always rated R for being real, relevant, and refreshing. And listen, today we have a great guest on, and we're going to talk about becoming a champion. Y'all know that's been my word for 2 years. I call my staff and students champions at the Clarksville Sales Center. But we're going to talk about becoming a champion. What does that mean? How do you maintain a champion mindset? And so I had to bring on one of my staff champions, my girl, since Mercy Days. She's been a co-host several times. We've been trying to get something popping. Y'all let us know if y'all want to do a bourbon and books type of thing for Real Talk once a month or every other month. Because she brings real talk all the time. And you know her for her catchphrases as 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's pop and lock in. Let's welcome Nicole Cooper back to the Real Talk with Tanya White show. Let's go.
Hello. Thank you. And for having me on. It's always a pleasure to be with you, Tanya White, who is always popping and locking and is a champion. What you say?
And y'all, the Team of We book is coming 2026. You know, everything I write, I have to live. And so I have to live some things. Conflict resolution, critical conversations, all at another level. So I've been living that. And it's coming out. Nicole, tell our audience who you are. Those who don't know who you are, tell them who you are.
Who am I? I am an expression of everyone that I come in contact with. To be seen and heard. That is.
See, this is going to be a good show. Nicole, you're not on. Let me see what happened. Y'all, this always tells me it's going to be a good show whenever somebody tech happens. Nicole, come on back. As she's trying to get back, let me tell you before our guests come on. Y'all know this is grief season. And you know, this author has 2 books that deals with grief. The first one is called The Battle Behind My Smile. Y'all know this is my compilation book. It is on Amazon.com. It's public testimonies. 16 authors. One is my baby brother. We probably have to do another book about the battle behind our grief. As you know, our beloved Carmel Diva, our sister, passed away in August 14th, one day after our mom's birthday. And we're still dealing with that. So, but in here I talk about when my honey bunny, my fiance Stefan, passed away. And then the 15 other authors talk about some very, very great things. 4 men in this book, 12 women. Get it on Amazon, or you can give me a call. I can drop it off. I can sign it for you. $15. Then this is my other book, The Prayers of the Righteous and Grieving Availeth Much. If you're dealing with grief, trying to balance your spiritual and faith and human feelings during death and other loss, this is a book for you. It's less than 100 pages. At the back, it has a journal and reflection questions, so you can not only get the information, but also practice the implementation of everything. It's in this book. Now my girl is back. Come on, Nicole. Tell us who you are. See, sometimes that demon always gets in the tech because it's going to be a good show.
I'm telling you, it's going to be an excellent show. So I'm a person who cares about people, and I care that every person I come in contact with that be seen and heard. That is my expression. Who am I right now? I am a life coach at the Excel Clarksville Center, and it is an extraordinary privilege. And I say privilege to be with young students, old, and and new, if you will, and making a difference, seeing them move through their education, but most importantly, through their journey of life.
Yes.
That is the key. And I get so excited about it. It's challenging, and it's all so rewarding all at the same time. So I'm hyped about that. Yeah, that's my hype.
That's your hype. And she does a wonderful job, y'all. We're still trying to put author in front of her name. So look out, 2026. Her book, Seed Moon Manage, is coming. You know, that's what I do. I birth authors. I birth
right.
into their destiny. And she needs to be an author, because with a book, you can get on this speaking journey, and she needs to be a speaker. She needs her own podcast, y'all. Tell her.
I mean, I like to talk, and I love to discuss, but most importantly, I love to be with people and connect their own stories, right?
Yes.
Map on like what makes a difference in everyone's life, so we can just give it away. Give it away now. That's what the red hot chili peppers. I'm dating myself. Hey, Nicole, we're talking about becoming a champion with the brilliant Brandon Mullins. This is a real life manifestation of how you have to be. You always talk about opportunities, and being open to that. So somehow we met for another endeavor. Then came our community partner, did a lunch and learn today, and we are excited about how he's going to pour in to our student champions this school year, and many more to come, and pour into the world, because he has so much knowledge and perspective. His perspective is crystal, and he has a way of getting on any one level to actually like pull through the intent, the information,
absolutely,
the gold, if I call it the gold.
The gold.
Yeah, it's really, and it's fun to hear him. And most importantly, he is an extraordinary human being. Yeah, and we are so excited to have him on the Tanya White Show.
Real talk with Tanya White. Now, y'all, I'm sipping on a freeze pop, an adult freeze pop, because it's been one of them weeks. And y'all know it's real talk with Tanya White. So we're going to have some real conversation. Let's bring him on, Nicole.
Right.
Let's bring him on with the stage. Brandon Mullins. Well, we can't see him. Brandon, we can't see you.
Oh, there we go. Brandon in the house.
The adult popsicle got me for sure.
My audience know I'm real. They know I love bourbon. They know I love New Edition. And Bobby Brown is my New Edition husband. Do y'all not? Real talk. Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
I love it.
Brandon.
To what do all of the pleasure with you ladies? To what do all of the pleasure?
We're talking about becoming a champion. But before we get started, I got to give a shout out. I love your name. Why? Because I have a superstar cousin, Brandon Robertson. Okay. We call ourselves the Oprah and Tyler Perry of our family. We are the superstars, and nobody in the family better argue with us. If they do, so what? We don't know. So shout out to Brandon Robinson in Nashville, Tennessee. Bryler,
shout out Brandon.
Sarah, and I'm Topra White. So I will remember your name. But Brandon, you are amazing.
Okay.
Brandon has been introduced to I'm not going to call it crazy, Nicole. Our vivacious energy.
Yes. Yes. He appreciates it, so that we appreciate him.
You know what? You know what Nicole has taught me? Nicole has taught me that she's taught me that I'm my story, right?
No.
I am growth. I am progress, right? She's taught me that I am development. Most people, you ask people what they do, you ask them who they are, they tell you what they do. No, she's taught me I am my story. She makes me feel comfortable in that. I like that.
You know what? That takes me. I'm dating myself again. You know, when Jesse ran for president, I am.
That's who I am. Now, what I do, I'm a speaker, coach, and consultant for personal and development and growth for Factory of Champions, and I'm also an assistant coach and wellness director for Simmons College of Kentucky. So
HBC,
soon to be author now that I met
Yes.
because that's what I do, Brandon.
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Like, you got a book. And most people say, yeah, I've been wanting to write one. You need to write it. I'm a publisher.
For
He has
sure.
a couple under his notch. They're just ready to be birthed.
Listen, by the end of this broadcast, y'all gonna be hiring Brandon to come speak at your event, your school, and it is a fee because since he met me, I told him stop giving away his stuff for free.
Right.
That's right. That's right. But you know, one thing I've learned is that you have to first add value to become valuable. And listen, now that I've added all of that value, you're like, now you're valuable. So monetize it.
Monetize it. So at the beginning of the year, his prices will increase from 0 to whatever once we finish our consultation with his package.
Amen.
Brandon.
You know, this is the difference between a question mark and exclamation point. I'm just being real. You are an exclamation point all around. So those who are looking for consultation, consultant, coach, speaker, that's what you get.
That's what you
what
get. That's right.
Love
All right,
it.
Brandon, we're going to talk about becoming a champion because you are the founder and everything for Factory of Champions. But before we get into the champion conversations tonight,
Okay.
tell the audience who Brandon Mullins is. Listen, I like to call people by their government name, their full government name. Give me your middle name.
It's actually LeBron, like similar to LeBron, but just it's 2 R's instead of a B.
Brandon LaRon Mullins. Tell our audience
Yes.
who you are.
Yep. That's so again, I'm growth. I am development. That's who I really am. Like I'm out of Louisville, Kentucky. I do a lot of philanthropy work, which Tanya's about to end that. But
I'm not going to end it. I'm just going to evolve some of
But
the
I got you.
opportunities.
Yes.
I got you. But I take I take all people, not just young people, not older people, but anybody looking to become a better human being by reaching inside of themselves instead of worrying more about what's on the exterior. So I'm showing people that greatness is not anything exterior, it's all interior.
All interior. And that's what makes a champion. Let's just go right into the conversation. Where did the idea to birth Factory of Champions come from? And then Nicole, I want you to get ready for a question. To follow up with that.
She comes with great questions, by the way. Trust me. She's going to listen to
co-host of our show.
But so Factory of Champions came about because I thought to myself, how many mistakes would I not have made, or would I have made if I've had the right guidance, meaning coaching, mentorship, etc. Right? Growing up without a father, but a reverend gentleman and a scholar, decent guy all the way around, but just not knowing which direction to go in, right? Really not knowing, how to articulate who I am and what I stand for and where I want to go. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring that to others. By way of growth and development. I just really wanted to bring that to others. Most people don't understand that who they are is amazing as you sit. But I want to inspire people to become better versions of themselves, not change anybody. God only made one you, not a million of you. So you're that's dope as it is.
Let me tell you something, Brandon. A great author by the name of Tanya White wrote a book, Yes, I Am Enough. Okay. And it literally came from Genesis, the scripture that said, we are created in the image of God. And so if God is a God of everything, he lacks nothing. He is enough in himself. And Absolutely. If we made in his image, then we are enough, correct? So I was sitting on my bed and I don't know what I was going through, but going through all the you're not enoughness. I call them enoughisms, okay?
Right.
And since we were born in his image, you have to retrain your mind in what society says about you, because we'll just say you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not intelligent enough, you're just not enough. And so when I got internalized that scripture and made it not only words, but my life story, that's when Yes, I Am Enough came. And when you start digging deeper into who you are and what you have to give, you are greatness all around. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for that. You greatness before you do anything, you just greatness in being who you are. Nicole.
And I love that, but Tanya, I love that point though, just to add to that though, because there's nothing but greatness on this channel right now. So let's just add to that point. It says not only image, but it says and likeness.
You better teach.
You know what I mean? So I'm telling you. So
slush you down so we can go into this word real quick.
No,
that's what it's saying. Image and likeness. Now look, y'all know I'm a church girl or a Sunday school teacher, licensed minister.
But listen, I'm just being honest, right? Images. Think about it. Beauty is merely that's just aesthetics, right?
Yes.
That's aesthetics. So you're good looking, but the real beauty is of the soul. You're made in his image and likeness, meaning you carry the same characteristics of growth and development and prosperity that possesses, for sure.
I think I got him right. Yes, I Am Enough, part 3. I got Yes, I Am Enough. And Yes, I Am Enough, the next level. Now, with that, I got to dig deep into that likeness. Thank you, Brandon. You didn't burst something in me. Go ahead, Nicole, answer.
Well, kind of piggybacking on what you're saying here. So what you've gotten, what you have been discovering about yourself, how has it developed? How have you given it away in your teaching in Simmons College, in your speaking engagements? How have you mapped this on and given it away?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you how I've definitely done that. It started with me first, right? So what the honest truth is, a lot of times as men, I can definitely speak from a man's perspective. A lot of times we're taught that to change or the growth is external. Like I need to have a better car, or I need to get a better job or make more money, or I need to go to the gym more and look better. All of that is external factors when really you end up finding out that everything you need to actually change everything on that external is 90% in the internal, 10% on the external. So when I started walking, I thought to myself, how can I make anybody better if I'm broken? So I started to piece myself back together. That's how it came about. And then, God just led me down this path where now I'm into coaching. And I'm like, oh, I'm already doing the work. Basketball is just the tool.
Yeah.
That's it. So when I got into coaching, because I played in the Canadian League for people who don't know. So Halifax, Nova Scotia, Quebec City, Quebec. Those were my stopping grounds.
I went to Quebec in 5th grade. Big up
beautiful
to
place, right? Beautiful place, right? Beautiful place too, right? Cobblestone roads, and oh my goodness, beautiful place. But yeah, so when I got with other young people, I thought to myself, okay, I didn't have a father, so I had that urge. As men, we have the urge to teach. We want to teach. We might not admit it, but we want to be needed and we want to teach. And so I started to get busy. And I learned one thing too, along my journey, not having a father present in my life and then working with young people who actually do. They have a different level of confidence than the average person who does it. Mm-hmm. See, me, I was doing a lot of people pleasing. Why? Because I wanted to be accepted. Mm-hmm. And see, that was part of my issue. So when I started to piece myself back together and figure out what made me tick, then I'm like, okay, now I'm whole. I can put this all out in the world. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
A lot of work. I love what you said, because that's one of the things. I'm a bona fide daddy's girl. And actually today is my dad. It would have been his 81st birthday.
Really?
Big ups to Joe. Yes. They should call me Josephine. That's how much of a daddy's girl I am. But one of the things that I noticed, especially in my dating journey, was that I had more confidence than I gave myself credit for, because I had a father who was there. My mom and dad were married until my dad died, and then we just had this family. My dad didn't have a father growing up. In fact, his mom had several kids by several different men. So he created what he wanted. And then the only thing that I know that he didn't accomplish in his life is working on some of that internal trauma, because he died at 51, and it was like, what was it? I was 20. He died in 1996. So mental health for men, that wasn't on there.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't a thing. So when you said you wanted to be needed and you did that through being busy, I saw my father do that. He was a great provider, but also he was engaged there. He was president of our PTA. He was always involved in everything we had at school.
That's beautiful.
So he didn't have that. But he also needed to be needed. He was the one, like my mother was the oldest, so he was the first man of the sisters, 5 sisters, that was other than their dad. So he was always the one who, if a sister was moving, if a sister needed something hung up, he was.
That's me.
That's it. So, but he liked doing that because he needed to feel needed outside of, because for 13 years, he was the only male in the family. Then my brother came, and he was like, "Thank you, Jesus." But ground full of women, and so I thank you for taking that journey. And you also said 90% of what you really need to change is not external, it's internal. So I want y'all to get that nugget of wisdom. All right,
it's internal. So I think I might have actually mentioned this to Nicole earlier. I could be wrong, but the reason it's internal and it's internal is because the way that you look at and view your past, the way you judge yourself from your past, is how that's the reason that you're operating the way you are in the present, which is now going to dictate your future. So you have to go back and do the work internally instead of trying to change what's on the external, because the internal is actually what drives it. Your brain is what drives it. So it's what you think about yourself is what you become. Henry Ford said it. Henry Ford said, if you think you can't, then you can't. If you think you can, then you can. This is when they were implementing the automotive build system and all of that, whatever they were doing with the industrial revolution, I'm guessing. But he did make a quote. He said, if you think you can't, then you can't. That's how powerful the brain is. That simple. That's simple.
It is that simple. And so I'm very much one of studying psychology, behaviorism. That's why I became a counselor. But one of the things that I say and I live by, because people think being a champion is something that you earn from like a game or something. It is a mindset.
I love it. I love where you're going with that.
It's a mindset. And it begins with what you said. If you think you can't, you can't. But if you think you can, you can. And there's so many people out here who think they can't. When they encounter someone who thinks they can, then that's when, they try to chip away of them being who they are. So tell us, especially for our young men and women, we're in an age where a lot of young people are growing up without dads in the home. Now, many are growing up without moms or dads because of drugs, incarceration, and we all need. Our basic human need is for love, all right? Yeah. So how can you use your past of what you didn't have and you became what you desired? How do you communicate that to young people today who say, hey, the streets streets really are maybe somebody's mama and daddy?
I asked them, and to clarify, we do have turnkey children now again, but some of them aren't by choice. Some of them are because the economy's bad and mom has to work 2 or 3 jobs and things like that. So I don't want them to vilify us for saying that, even though I don't think they will, because you have such a great show. But it's not drugs, it's not absent fault. Some people are just everybody's having to hustle and work to provide. So they're not around. So that's still a problem. It still resonates with the same issue as someone whose parents just walked away from them, right?
Mhm.
But I'll be honest. If this is how I describe it. If you, me, and Nicole went out to lunch every day, right?
Mhm.
And one day I got the tab, and then the next day Nicole got the tab, and then the next day I got the tab again. Well, when it's time to trim fat, who's the first to go? We're going to cut you because you didn't add any value. So I tell people, like, you really want to be a champion. A champion, you have to reverse engineer it. A real champion starts before, right? It's what you do. It's what you do in all the time. For example, the ex bodybuilder Mike O'Hearn, like he's like a 10-time, like super huge, right? And they asked him, man, like, what is your daily regimen? He said, people only see the hour that I'm in the gym.
Mhm.
They don't see what I'm doing the other 23 hours that I'm not in the gym, right? He said the other 23 hours are the toughest. The 1 hour in the gym is easy, right? So no, becoming a champion, it starts as a professional. You know, how you carry yourself every day, right? Right? How do you speak to people? In the lunch and learn.
Time out. Let that marinate and say it again. Say it slowly.
For the people in the back, right?
Yeah.
It's your leadership qualities. It's how you treat people. It's how you maintain control of your emotions. A lot of what we are dealing with is a lack of emotional intelligence.
Mhm.
I explained in the lunch and learn today that there's an IQ, which is an intelligence quotient, and then an EQ, which is an emotional quotient that most people don't even know about, and I never heard about either, because I'm very, very humble about it and transparent. But once I figured it out, I went and studied it, and I thought, wow, so 10% of the top earners in this country have the highest IQ. Okay, cool, bet, we got it. Okay, but then the top 1% has a worse IQ than the top 10%, which your top 1% is your billionaires.
Mhm.
They have a worse IQ than the top 10%, but they have a better EQ, which means they understand people. They know how to treat people. They learn how to solve problems. They actually take the time to focus on leadership principles and qualities. This is how you become an actual champion. And you know how hard it is to win a championship in anything?
Thank you. Let me
You know
tell
what I'm
you
saying?
something. Let's stop right there. Let's take a breath. You didn't kick a lot of knowledge.
Yes,
Now,
you did.
Nicole, I'm gonna let you get, because that's what we call ourselves at the Excel Center. But we have been. I came 2 years ago, November 1st, and I came in and said we're champions. We the Bulls in the 90s. And I told her, I said, y'all
Ooh, Bulls in the 90s.
that was the 90s, the dynasty, 3 peaks in 10 years. So
Nicole is Dennis Rodman, by the way.
come on. Let me tell, because everybody played their position. Everybody played their position. Michael was the star. He didn't want to be the star. He wanted to play basketball, but he was a star. Now Horace got mad and left. You know what I'm saying? That's fine, because some people got to leave because they don't have the championship mindset.
Oh, wait. Say that again. Some people
they got to leave.
Okay.
So if some people from another team got to come on to your team because they're going to play a different position and people going to see them in a different light. Rodman came from the Pistons. He was one of the bad boys. He came to the Bulls. He ain't known for scoring. He's known for rebounding.
But they're all champions. But they're all champions. You know why? Because they became the best at their positions and played their roles. See, here's the thing. Everybody want to be like Mike, and I don't mean that, no pun intended. But people want to be like Mike. Like, you want to be the top dog, the end dog. That might not even be the role that the team needs you to play. The team may need you to be Pippen, which should be just fine. It doesn't mean that you don't. It doesn't mean that you don't have Jordan quality.
Yeah, but Pippen, Jordan really wouldn't have been Jordan. Let's break it down to my basketball lore.
For sure,
Pippen wasn't assisting him. Okay,
absolutely.
Every champion needs somebody to assist, support, and see where they and tossing the ball when they really can score it. But I'm gonna toss you the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to know what position you play.
I'll give some free game on that. It's a very, very dope example. I know everybody knows Draymond Green, right? Um, Draymond Green did an interview, and this was like so powerful. Draymond Green was told by some of people that interviewed him, "Oh, my son or my daughter plays just like you," and they were crucifying him for him telling them, "Oh, well, your child is trash," and they're like, "Well, why would you say that?" And here's the thing: Draymond Green is borderline or pretty much going to be a Hall of Famer, right? Because of the role that he played. But if you think about it, before the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, if you think about it, before that, Draymond Green was NCAA Player of the Year at Michigan State.
Yep.
Right? Best player in the country. And in high school, he averaged 30. So what did he understand? Now he has 4 rings because what? He decided to drop his ego and play his role. See, the ego is fragile. It's an exaggerated sense of self-importance. That's all it is.
Say that again.
Ego is an exaggerated sense of self-importance. If you can learn to put your ego to the side, you will get more wins. It's true.
Go ahead, Nicole. I know you got something to say, girl.
And you guys, you're talking so much stuff. I was like, shoot, I missed what I was gonna say because I thought to myself, "Ooh, that was so good." You're just dropping.
That's why you gotta have your notepad by you and take these notes, girl.
Listen,
I gotta start taking notes with that. I've never done this before, so I have never been.
But that's the good thing about it. We got this tape, so you're gonna receive the taping.
For sure.
This is what I wanted to share. So you're talking about the Michael and the Pippen, okay, and all that stuff. And what we did not mention is the vision, because we're all playing our best in our own spaces and our own positions, but it all comes together in a vision.
Yes.
And I think you have a vision and you have a commitment of everyone being inside of team, inside of champion values, and you know where you want to stand in that vision. I think you can all use your talents in a way that celebrates each and every one of you guys.
Right. I should have did do not disturb. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But that is so good. Let's go back to the illustration that Brandon gave about Draymond Green. When he had to go to, let's say that when he went to the next level in his life.
There you go. The next level. I love that.
The next level in his life. He had
his role change.
Yeah. You got to get ego out. Yes, you may have been good. You may have been good where you were. Yes, you may have been good. Right. But now you at Golden State.
Absolutely.
With everybody, it's just a talent. And many people don't know the NBA. Everybody comes in on the same talent scale, and then everybody got to elevate their impact. Right? That's the vision of somebody great in Clarksville.
Hey, but listen, but ego. Listen to how detrimental ego is to your whole legacy, though. You could destroy legacies off of not being able to control your emotions and your ego, because right before any human being's demise, like pride and ego has like a toe-to-toe battle with your resolve. Like you just lost everything because you couldn't just put your pride to the side. How many people do that? And how many of our young people end up in a box? So either 6 feet deep in a box or in prison in a box, right? Because when pride and ego were met toe to toe with their resolve, they couldn't choose the right path, and that's to drop the ego. It happens.
I think it happens.
You have to kill the ego. Someone wrote a book out there. I'm sure you'll find it. But it says something like kill the ego. You have to kill the ego. Or something like that.
Only is just a false sense of gratitude.
Yeah.
And if you really want to break it full down, it's just bamboozlement of oneself.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to be your true self, because your true self is hard. True self is those 23 hours that he said nobody sees.
Right.
And you want to live in that hour that everybody's giving you kudos.
Which is now for young people what? Social media.
Social media.
You see, that's the 20 seconds of fame. Your late night shows with people who you think are about to blow up. Like you gotta know that 1 hour versus what you do in that 23 hours weighs far heavier.
Weighs far. Now, Brandon, you are a father of you have sons, right? Sons.
Yes.
Okay. So in this age, what should fathers really be intentional about teaching their sons? About, because you said the word legacy, and not many people use that word because they don't understand that word. But going back, the generation before us understood that. They bought land for legacy. They didn't buy Jordans. They didn't they bought land for the generations and their legacy. My parents created a legacy not only of material things, but of spiritual and professional legacy. I can go right now. I told you I look like my daddy. Somebody who worked with my daddy, Joe White, at the employment service. They'll be like, "Who's Joe White's daughter? You look just like her." And then they ask me what I do. I know you doing this, and that. My best friend, Carol P, she used to work for my daddy when we met like 10 years ago at Shacklet Elementary. And she's like, "Your daddy's who?" And she's like, "Oh, Joe White." And she to this day, she's like, "Yup, you just like your daddy." So that's a legacy that every person, every parent leaves, even every professional. And so when you talk about legacy, that's champion mindset right there, legacy. Because when you study the 11 rings, it wasn't about one game. It was about leaving a legacy for the Bulls. What would you tell your sons about?
Well, me for legacy, I'll be this. I'm a little bit more unorthodox in this area. I want my children to pick up the baton and run from where I've come from. And I want to continue, right? I'm not finished, right? But I know my sons are now teenagers, but I want them to understand that you can feel. You're allowed to feel. Like, I know we're talking about legacy and all of that, but if we don't attack them at their core internally, then it doesn't matter what legacy I leave them. They're going to spend all of the legacy trying to prove to other people that they're worthy. No. So I want them to know that they can feel. I want them to know that you shouldn't judge, and people are starting from different places, and where you start from may not be where I started from, but I want you to be better. We have to get rid of this individualistic mindset of where it's like, no, I got mine, you need to go get yours. Like, I have nothing against celebrities, and when they talk about their wealth and how, oh, we're rich, but you're not rich. I have nothing against that, but simulate to them what it takes to actually chase what they want. Because say I give you all your wealth like a Donald Trump. There's nothing against Trump. I'm just speaking on his wealth, not even politics, just his wealth. If your grandfather and your father are the reasons that you have the wealth now, then that means you started up here. So legacy-wise, what I try to teach my kids is that means you started up here. But everybody wants to take the elevator. Nobody wants to take the stairs, right? But what happened between the elevator and the stairs?
There's a boom moment. I just have to say,
That's why I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
But what happens to a Donald Trump or a Paris Hilton, or when they start at the top but they fall all the way to the bottom? The likelihood of them getting up is slim to none. But what about the guys such as maybe myself or yourselves, where you might climb up a little bit and fall back down? Then you climb up a little bit higher and fall back down. What you're getting in the middle of that is you're getting the process. People fall in love with the product when they should fall in love with the process, because the product is the destination, and the destination will always change.
Yes.
It always changes. Like tomorrow, it's I want a brand new car. Then when you get it, the destination is about to change again, because that dopamine hit doesn't even matter anymore.
So
It
you gotta
lasted
pay that
until
car
you
payment.
drove it off. Yeah, because it lasted until you drove it off the lot and now that payment rolled in. I was getting there. So for sure. For sure. So no, I would legacy wise, I would help them understand the process, like fall in love with the process. And as
Yeah.
men, we can do that because we have the ability to be, not that women can't be stern, but men have that brash approach, but then we need to learn to also soften up. We really do. It doesn't always have to be, rah rah with us. Like we have to have the ability to connect before we can correct. Are you even around? Have you even came to this is what a champion looks like? And if you're not, then that looks right. It's a difference.
It is a difference.
Yes.
Nicole,
It's a
what you gotta
difference.
say? We done ran 10 minutes over. It's an
Listen,
extended
Oh,
version of
I-
real talk. When you hear it, that's okay because we talking real good. Go ahead, Coop.
I mean, I think this is the quietest I've ever been.
It is.
I'm actually amazed by it, truly. And I mean, you
clean my
said
brush,
all
baby.
the things. You're dropping all
It's about
of this gold in
Uh-huh.
terms of like what there is for champions,
Mhm.
about legacy. And let's get it real. It's about mindset and
Yeah.
looking at your IQ, your emotional IQ.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting from all of this is your emotional IQ has everything to do with your success, you overcoming whatever
Yeah.
that thing is. So
Whatever
the
it is.
is that like it'll be hard possibly, but it's that you have that get up and go, that I call it the bounce back effect.
Mm-hmm. The bounce back effect. What does that mean? Coop? Go ahead.
Hey, the bounce back effect is that when you get knocked down, that you can bounce back up. That's why I once asked my students what their favorite tree is. Like, if you were a tree, what was your tree? And I always say that I'm the palm tree. The palm tree, only tree that can go all the way down and get knocked down, and it always pops back no matter what the circumstance. In terms of weather,
because it's deeply rooted, right? So
Boom.
what people don't realize is that a palm tree actually grows deeper in roots underground than it is even above ground. So your foundation. So listen, when you build anything on a crappy foundation, it'll always crumble eventually. Your foundation has to be tight. A tree could teach us that, no problem. Your foundation has to be solid. And then anything that you stack on that, it's going to be great. Even if you mess up somewhere anywhere, the structure of it is going to remain strong. And you can still rebuild if it crumbles anywhere in the middle. But that foundation, it's got to be tight.
Gotta be tight. This has been great conversation. Brandon, you got to come back, especially when you get that book out. When you talk to your new book coach named Tanya.
I have to tend to these kids in a minute.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm about to tend to these kids in soon.
I know. We gonna wrap it up. We over thing. But before we go, Nicole, I want you to share how people can contact you and book you on their podcast. Brandon, I want you to share also the same, your contact information and how people can book you on their podcast. And both of y'all come book you to come to the event. Cool.
Yes. You can get me at Nicole N. Cooper on Instagram. That's how you can connect with me. You can message me. I'm also on Facebook on Nicole Cooper. And that's how you can get with me. Yes.
All right. See Move Manage coming out in 2026.
See Move Manage 2026. I'm gathering, like I said, about her. What's the book?
The Team of We.
The Team of We. Don't knock. I'm calling it. Don't knock it till you try it. It's coming out. You're gathering information, so that will be coming out 2026.
All right, Brandon.
Awesome. So you could actually book me on Instagram at Brandon Mullins, Mullins, but the handle is Brandon, and that's it. It's BRANNDXN.
Okay. Listen, before we go, I forgot to give a shout out to my October sponsor, which is my cousin, Ivan English. If you're in look for a car, he works at Hyundai in Louisville. He got me. That's why after 7 years, I had to give me a new car. And I went to him, Ivan English, on Dixie Highway, Hyundai of Louisville. He will get you in a car that day in your budget. All right. And he is great and honest. And he's my cousin. Okay. So
There you go.
go to him. If you want to become a sponsor of the Real Talk with Tanya White show, email us at Real Talk with Tanya White. And y'all know Tanya is spelled Tanya. White is in the color at gmail.com, or contact me at 502-836-9760. Brandon, last words of wisdom.
The mirror doesn't smile before you do.
What? Can you say that one more time, Brandon?
The mirror never smiles before you do. As you think is, so you become. The mirror doesn't smile before you do.
Listen.
That's
That's a mic drop right there.
That's a
You smile. Just think about it. Get out of the shower. You smile, then the mirror smiles. That's your reflection of everything that you do throughout your day. The mirror doesn't smile before you do. Use that as your superpower. You see someone smile, and I bet you they'll greet you back. And if they don't, then they don't. But guess what? It's your superpower. You still did it. Smile. The mirror doesn't smile before you do.
The mirror doesn't smile before you learn. That's why I wrote this book, The Battle Behind My Smile, because everybody says, "Oh, Tanya, you have a gorgeous smile." All right.
Wow.
You know that smile? That's my smile. Okay?
That's it.
Everybody said all my life, they said you got a beautiful smile. And I didn't know the power until I knew the power of it. And so the mirror doesn't.
This is next level. This is meant to be like that's like that's amazing. Like that's amazing. I've lost the words.
This is what we do on Real Talk with Tanya White. We have fun and then we get mic drops. Like
energy though, I guess energy just really attracts. Energy just attracts, you know.
That's it. Listen, energy attracts energy. But I do want, we have many nuggets. When you listen to this, re-listen, re-share, subscribe to Real Talk with Tanya White on YouTube. If you want to be a guest on the show, remember to email me, call, text. And share this with people. We kick some real knowledge, but I want to close with what Brandon said. One of the things that he said early in the show, 90% of what you need to change is internal. Do the work. Stop taking the elevator and take the steps. Go through the process because the product it'll change too. It's the process that's going to give you strength, wisdom.
And tell them, don't forget, by taking the stairs, you might end up on the elevator.
Woo!
This is what you women have done for me, to be honest. I've been taking the stairs, and by taking the stairs, you all just put me on the elevator.
God dog it. Let me just everybody take a sip.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, I know. I know.
I feel you. We took a sip for you. This has been great, you guys. Share this. And you know, November is swiftly approaching. We got some fabulous guests because we're going to give you hope to cope through the holidays. Because you know the holidays are struggle. This is going to be a struggle for us with our dear Carmel Diva LaDon White gone into heaven. She used to be the cook for all the holidays. Now we're going to live our first holiday without her. So we're going to give you hope to cope. Listen to all the guests. Share this and subscribe. Until next time, like I always say, I love you. Love your life. Live your life. And laugh